this meeting. Okay, nice. So I will give you a quick introduction about broadcast messages and what we have done so far. Yeah, so sharing my screen right now. And broadcast messages are messages that the admin of GitLab instances can set for all users. So usually this looks like this, like there's a big header on the top of GitLab, and you can define a message. You've just copied something here, where you say like, hey, this is a survey. Thanks for exploring our issues. Do you mind taking the survey now? And our improvement so far is that we created another type of design of these broadcast messages. They can also be on top, but from now on they can also be on the bottom right. And this is the new type, which is called notification. So it looks like this, and will be rendered on the top bottom right. And what we also have with this new features is that we can add links. This was already possible. So take survey, and not just the link, but we can also design, like we have this new lines, and we can also add classes. So we, for example, can make a button class. And so the user actually sees a button here, and we can also do some styling, make it look nicer. And yeah, let's add a blank here. And we can then link the user to something. And what we also have done is that you can target these messages based on the current URL. So one example, if you want to do something with issues, you can say with a wildcard that everything where something is on front of the URL, you want to catch everything where there's a /issues in the URL. So let's set a time for the broadcast message and create it. So the next time when a user goes to some project and goes to the issue board, it will show this broadcast message because we are on /issues, and we can ask the user to take a survey. I'm currently implementing this dismiss button here, so users can dismiss this message forever. This is not the final design yet. I'm currently working with Kevin on it, but yeah, so if they click on the survey, they go to something, and we can also dismiss this. So this is a new broadcast message feature that is already rolled out behind the feature flag. So if you want to use it already, we can do that. Any questions?
No questions. This is super awesome. It's going to be super helpful to get insights from users just anywhere inside the application. And so this, coupled with something that the expansion team is working on, where they basically have these pages that once you get through a workflow, we say like, congratulations, you just set up your first repo or whatever it is. And at that point, we can survey users for their experience or their, promoter score or anything like that. This is going to be just awesome in getting those insights into how people are actually using the application. So I really appreciate your work on this. It's super exciting.
Thanks. Yeah, we also have one issue that's coming up, which is adding variables from the user. So we can have a link and like add the user ID or user email already for user feedback. And with this wildcards, we can also target URLs pretty good. So we could even like have a separate notification if you do work on GitLab, where we say like, hooray, thank you for doing work on GitLab for the first time, or like submitting this merge request, and like targeting actual repositories in the URL if you want that as well.
Awesome. Yeah, this is like I'm excited to end this recording and put this in the growth room because I think everybody's gonna want to start creating surveys.
We're filling up our YouTube channel.
Yes.
Jensen, I've got a quick question for you. When you're talking about surveys, is this linking out to like a Google form? Is this what sort of survey tools do you see us using? And
Yeah, I think for now,
to GitLab.
absolutely. Yeah, I think like this is really just the obviously minimum viable change. And so for now, we'd link to something like SurveyMonkey or some external source where we could create a survey and collect the information from there. But the idea is to have this be fully self-contained, right? So Nicholas was talking about adding variables so that we could, get the email address and add it to a link or whatever. The idea there is, we want to be able to control the in-app message as much as possible and the links inside of it so that we can send the survey results to our own page and collect the results on our own page. And so it can be, again, fully self-contained. And we're generating the survey, we're collecting the data. So that's I think the vision is that we don't need to use an external survey tool to actually get the information that we need. But we're working towards that.
Nice. Okay. And we currently have the ability to set multiple broadcast messages.
Good point. So there are two types, like this notification message as showed, which is on the bottom right. We only have one of them available. This is always the last one that gets shown. And for broadcast messages, these are the one on the top. You can have multiple, but like it just looks ugly if you have multiple.
So you're talking about multiple per page, right? Because you can have multiple messages going on or like multiple targeted notification messages going on at once. Just like when they go to display on the same page, we just pick the last one.
Exactly. Thanks for clarifying.
Which I think is a good solution for now. And, I think we'd like to get just a bit of user feedback on whether or not those should overlap if there are multiple that go to display on a page.
Nicholas, do you mind quickly doing a screen share of the index page for the broadcast messages?
You mean this one? Or
yeah, if you press messages, or I guess it's down at the bottom.
This is, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, these are your active messages. And so if you had a banner message, it would show that also. And so you can create, as many of these as you want.
Nice colors.
Yeah.
And this, for example, is not targeted, so it will show on every page.
You can, just to clarify, you can also have multiple notification types of broadcast messages.
We currently have you mean types in sense of?
So click notification as the type and just create another one. I just want to see if we have any validation blocking it.
Oh, no, we can have multiple of this. This will actually show up now, hopefully. This is not the other one, exactly. And yeah, this will show up now because it overrules everything. It's the latest one, and it is not targeted to any path. If this was also targeted to any path, we can have multiple on different pages.
Yeah, so the idea is like if Nicholas navigates to /issues right now, then the message that would show is that another one. Because
exactly.
it's the latest one that's been created.
Exactly.
So that's the current limitation of this feature.
Got it. Now banners stack.
Yeah, banners stack.
Okay.
And that's something we may want to do with notifications, but they're slightly different, in terms of the way that they should be used. So I wanted to get some user feedback first before we decide on whether or not those should stack.
Got it. Yeah. It might be a bit confusing that one stacks and the other one doesn't.
True. Yeah. But again, the banner messages, I think, are the use case of those is very different than just the notification. So having those notifications like bombard you is still an open question of whether or not like users really want to be able to do that, like just bombard someone's screen and take over the entire right side of the screen. So I just wanted to get some feedback first before we made that call.
That makes sense. I just realized we're at time. Jensen, did you want to end the recording here?
Yeah, I'll stop it.